early in week one here. These teams played in week one last season as well, right here at McMahon, as Vernon looks downfield, tries to step out of the pocket, looks downfield, wide open at the Hamilton 50, now 45, and rolling his way inside the 40. It's the first catch of the season for Clark Barnes. Stamps' first-round pick this year. Chris Fortin is in the game as an extra offensive lineman. They go heavy. They'll hand it off. Dietrich Mills, bully ball into the end zone. And Calgary begins the Vernon Adams Jr. era with a touchdown. Here's the regular season. Now it's for real. They'll go speed sweep around the edge. And Keandre Smith, what a great play, trying to make up for it immediately as Hicks.
How about that redemption?
Mark Leggio, 89.6% last year, number 2 all-time in Hamilton franchise history, behind only Seth Small, who was 90% in 2022. And Leggio begins the year on point, so 33-4-3. Clark Barnes motion behind the line of scrimmage, and the run blitz was on that time. BA staring that one down, going, maybe I should have pulled that and gotten to the edge. But man, Hamilton was all over it. Of the Calgary Stampeders. Paredes up and through on 1st and 10. With 2:20 remaining in this first quarter. Looks to the backside and a big back-breaking move, that time from Tim White. Lucky to have Doug hang out with us here for a couple of minutes as we get a chance to watch Hamilton knock some more points on the board as Bo Levi Mitchell leads the drive down the field. And that one's good from 25 yards out. But
get to know the fan base was huge, and people still remember moments from whether it went and talked to a school and the kids were meeting you or whatnot. Vernon, hold on to the ball, move around. Here's a strong side blitz. Got to get rid of it.
It's popped by Kyle Wilson over the middle, and Stavros Katsantonis has the rock in his hands out to the 40. So Hamilton gets a turnover. Like everybody had 900+ yards just because of how many yards Bo Levi Mitchell was thrown for last year. Just a wild season, especially in the second half. Is this one up for grabs? And Lawler somehow in between 3 different red uniforms, linebackers and DBs all included. As Vernon with the wind at his back, as Doug Flutie accurately described, will hand it off. And Dietrich Mills breaks across midfield, runs through a tackler, and finally Stavros Katsantonis gets just enough to bring him down. Excited to play his pro ball here as well as Hamilton sends the blitz. VA gets his arm hit. It's up for grabs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Tiger Cats. Jonathan Moxey cuts across the 40 and finally rolls down at the 45. So 2 first-half interceptions for Vernon Adams Jr. Send this one away from 37 yards. Hacks it high into what is now a howling wind at that end. What are we on pace for? VA once again, pressure on, and down he goes. And is that Isaiah Bagna? Digging in, seeing if they can find a stop somehow here at the end of the first half. Mills gets the football and has his second touchdown of the ball game.
Behind the left side of this offensive line, they load things up.
Twee, the man that touched it first, Anthony Federico, fought through as well, and then recovered by Keelan Thomas, and now looking for his 3rd major of the day is Dietrich Mills. Has a gain of 12 all the way down to the 1-yard line. Heavy team comes out. PJ Walker, the talented pivot out of Temple, goes to the left-hand side. Flags come up, touchdown Stampeders, as they turn the tide against the Tabbies to open up the second half.
Hamilton, defensive line.
Offside, Tiger Cats.
Decline. Touchdown.
And the advantage grows for Calgary.
Well, just seconds into the 3rd quarter, the Calgary Stampeders.
It has been an overhaul and trying to find their rhythm. You heard the panel at halftime talking about getting into rhythm, play calling, and making sure everybody's on the same page early in the second quarter as Hamilton comes to the secondary blitz again. They can't pick it up, but they screen right into it. And Mills has got an opportunity. If he gets a couple of blocks, they pick up the first down. And a nice play call that time. Calgary saying, okay, you want to send secondary pressure? Well, Vernon Adams Jr. crosses 200 yards, now up to 207 as the secondary blitz comes again. They run right into it. And flying in that time was Brandon Dozier.
High-level guy. They anticipate him playing some at that nickel spot, but Dozier, an experienced guy.
Blitz comes free again from Talbert. They miss, and up the field now it's Tevin Jones and VA's legs.
You have to resort to plan B, which is to get on your horse, and few do that better than Vernon.
Heavy blitz look here, and in behind the line of scrimmage, it's caught. But Dozier brings down Reggie Begelton. This drive started back at Calgary's own 14-yard line. They're going into the wind. Shadows getting longer here at McMahon Stadium. Just a three-man rush, multiple spies though, as Vernon now is going to take off, and the spies can't catch him. And on 2nd and 15, VA goes for a jog to the first down marker.
Love him, need him, just say it, separate list.
We'll call it the Louis list. How about that?
Both in Montreal and, of course, during his time as a Calgary Stampeder.
Good to see them coming back and having fun here in Calgary. Now VA over the top. It's completed. Clark Barnes running away from Jamal Peters. And down to the 5-yard line goes the former Guelph Griffin. A 65-yard bomb with VA evading the rush again. Vernon Adams Jr. after the 65-yard completion to Clark Barnes. Hands it off. And into the end zone, it's Dedrick Mills once again. He's got 3, and number 3 approves. Vernon Adams Jr. watching on as the running game dominates.
Dedrick Mills has got himself a hattie. 3rd of the day. Watch the offensive line go to work here.
Wow. Of big splashy plays as Vernon Adams Jr. broke the pocket, and scramble rules were on. Isaiah Wooden turns this across the 20 to the 25, and all of a sudden Isaiah Wooden is going to get a major for Hamilton. 105 yards to the house, and the Ticats have some life.
Isaiah Wooden runs into the pack, takes a hit, and somehow comes out the other side, and he's behind everybody. There was no second wave. Didn't seem to be any kind of safety over the top.
DeAndre wants to go quick. Bo gets to the line. It's the 4-man rush. And up for grabs. Lawler brings it down. Hands it off to Greg Bell, lost his footing, his good penetration into the backfield, and Calgary thinks they have the football. Clarence Hicks was the first man in.
Sure that if they are giving the ball back to the Hamilton Tiger Cats, they're not giving them a short field. Don't make the comeback easy.
Comes the secondary blitz again, and it's the worst possible situation. Safety as Kendricks flies in and makes the play, trying to get into a rhythm just when you think you got it. All of a sudden, something goes awry. These teams battling through it as this one goes over the head. Johnny Augustine overran it. Has to go back to his 9-yard line and pick up the football. And then he gets a little bit of breathing room and somehow makes his way all the way out to the 35-yard line. Andre Smith crosses the formation. And Mitchell looks left. Kenny Lawler catches it at the 5. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger Cats. And Lawler's first in black and gold comes on the road with the old Stamps quarterback on the other end.
Still down 9. You're going to see Calgary keep the offense out there and go for 2.
Tonight a long of 42, and this one will come from inside of that 38 yards away. Montreal in control over Toronto last night, and after this one we get to find out what do the Canadian kids got in store. Trey Ford and Nathan Rourke coming up when we round things down at McMahon Stadium, but a solid return here for the Tiger Cats. For much of this ball game, last play before we send off to Edmonton against BC, barring penalties, they'll just go Hail Mary, stack it up into the end zone, up for grabs, tipped away. It is incomplete. And the Calgary Stampeders hold court at home.